morning. Pardon me. It's Tuesday. There we go. February 10th. I am stapling the packets that right now I'm feeling like I should have stapled on Friday, but it is what it is. It's, what time is it? 7:45. The bell is going to ring in about 10 minutes. As far as my weekend is concerned, I had a pretty good weekend. For the most part, I did exactly what I wanted to do, which was to just mostly rest over the weekend. So Saturday, I worked out. I met with Megan out in my neck of the woods because we wanted to put together, for lack of a better term, like a media card. So next month, her and I, as well as Darren, Nakakihara, Vanessa from My Second Great Life, Marie from the Caffeinated Classroom, and Molly from Lessons in Laughter, and maybe a couple other people are going to the Q conference, and we're gonna serve on a panel. The Q conference is a technology conference, and really without the Q conference, this YouTube channel might not exist, because my first year going to the Q conference is where I really just had to accept the fact that even though I didn't feel super confident in myself in terms of using technology, I needed to learn how to use it because that's where we're at. And that was my attendance at that conference is what sparked me to start my first YouTube channel, which is really a channel where I made math videos for my 5th graders and their parents. And then that channel evolved into me creating this channel. And here we are. So there are other companies and brands that are there usually. And so Megan and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of do a little networking and have something to give to people if they might be interested in working with one of us for some reason or another in the future. So we made these little cards that we're gonna have printed through Vistaprint that basically just has an image of us, our contact information, and that's pretty much it. So we made that. It took us a little while on Saturday. Got to hang out with her and Jensen at a Barnes & Noble. And then Sunday, I got my bills to get, well, I had already paid my bills, but I hadn't really made my budget for the month of February. Like last week, the first week of February, and my whole process of me just getting my finances together was just a little discombobulated. I was not at my best, so I was a little behind with that. So I worked on that. I don't know who's calling me at this time of day. Hold on one second, it's my hairdresser.
Good morning. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's after 3. Well, I thought it was Valentine did quickly here, so... around 3:30, so I think that was 5 o'clock. Or it'll be 3:30 for Friday? Okay. I'll see you then.
Alright, see you later.
Okay.
Bye. Had to get my hair appointment ready because I need my hair done. I think I was talking about Saturday. I got my bills together, and well, that was mostly what I did. Sunday, I worked out. I worked out Saturday. I don't know if I said that. Did my Sunday, I worked out, and I don't think I did much of anything. Yesterday, I worked out. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Worked out, did my grocery shopping, meal prep for lunches. And in all of that, I did a little bit of work here or there, but mostly I didn't. And that was really what I was hoping to do. So I'm proud of myself for that. I really did rest and just was a lazy bum for most of the weekend, which is what I wanted to do. So here I am. It is Tuesday. Stapling these papers that I should have stapled on Friday, but it's fine. Today, we are going to be reading some more Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and I thought I was going to continue taking notes on a lesson in the social studies textbook that we started, but now I'm looking at this, and I forgot that I had made copies of this for last week that we didn't get to. And this is a Teachers Pay Teachers product where they're pretending to be like legal interns at a law firm, and they're reviewing like different parts of the legislative branch. They have to kind of read through this and then treat this as a legal brief, and there's errors in parts of this, So they need to figure out where the errors are and correct it. So I think I might have them do that today instead. And we go over the article of the week because it's the first day of the week. And that's pretty much it. The trimester for them closes this Friday, so grades are closed, and the report cards will be due sometime within the next week. I also have a meeting after school, a site rep meeting for the union, the teachers union in the district. So I have to leave pretty soon after school. But yeah, I'm feeling optimistic about today. I'm feeling rested. That's always a good sign. And I think it's gonna be a good day. So I'm sure at the end of the day, I'll check in with you and let you know just how good it was, because it's going to be good regardless. I'm putting that out there in the universe. So I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, good afternoon. It's approximately 3:15 and I am headed to a union meeting at my old school. Didn't get to check in throughout the day, which I'm not surprised by, because that's the way it goes when you're teaching. You don't really have a moment to yourself. But just to kind of wrap up today, overall it went well. I think I told you this morning that I thought I was going to switch things up from what I initially thought I was going to do in social studies and have them do this legal brief activity, which I got off of Teachers Pay Teachers. And that's what I chose to do. There's 6 parts to this assignment altogether, but I just am giving them one piece at a time as we read about that particular part of government in the social studies book. I'll go ahead and make this left turn. So we are in lesson 4.2 in our social studies book, which talks about the structure of the government in totality, but we've only read about the legislative branch. So we just did the legal brief activity with the legislative branch, and it was one of those things that I let the kids work on independently after I explained the directions, make sure they knew what was going on, strongly encourage them to work as a group, which most of them did, and I gave them about 25 minutes or so, and they really seemed to be like engaged by it. It like broke up the monotony of the book. They were actively looking up things. They were, a couple of groups were like using courtroom talk, which I thought was kind of cute. And I wish I could have like shown it to you, because there was a moment where I was like, oh, they're really doing quite well with this, but I don't have media releases, so I couldn't. And that is something that I'm working on. I just tried to follow up with my principal and one of the superintendents of the district to have them review this media release form that I've created, so that when I have moments like this where I want to share what it actually looks like in the classroom, I can, but I'm still waiting on that. So they did that. We read chapter 17 of Boy in the Striped Pajamas. It's a very short chapter, and we are very close to the end, as I have said before. However, we are now at the place where some kids have gone ahead and watched the movie, so they know how it ends, and I'm just hoping that they're not ruining it for their classmates. I'm kind of sad that we're almost done, because this is a book that they've really been into, and I've enjoyed reading it with them. So we did that. And that's pretty much it. With my leadership class, I feel like I rarely talk about them. We decided to have a pink out day this Friday for Valentine's Day, so they're trying to get like posters ready for that. And there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, and I need to order like supplies for the next rally and get that started, because the next rally will actually be March 19th, which will be here before we know it. And so I need to make sure everything that they want for this rally is ordered. And that's pretty much it. Nothing too earth-shattering. I believe I showed you the legal brief thing this morning, but I'll try and show it in a little bit more detail tomorrow, because I do know that I was kind of pressed for time this morning. So I have no complaints about today. Today was pretty good. I did have to talk to my switch class, just because I don't know, like there's just, I don't know if it's the time of day, because Miss Cohen says the same thing about my homeroom class, which is her switch class. So I was just saying, my switch class, they're just a little less mature than my homeroom class, in the sense that I told them today, like, I don't mind you guys like joking around and having a laugh here or there, but they just don't know when to like cut it, like when to stop it, or when to stop making just random noises. that makes sense. And then it takes away time, and then my patience runs thin. And I said, you guys wouldn't want to send me to the hospital because my nerves are shot, would you? And they were like, oh no, of course not. But that was the biggest challenge of the day. So if that's the biggest challenge of the day, I can't say I have any complaints. So I'm going to get to this meeting. Hopefully it's not too long. Then I'm going to go home and maybe record some grades that I have to get recorded, so I'm not too backed up when grades close at the end of this week. So all in all, a good day. Hello you guys, it is Thursday. It's February 13th, and it is 5:45. I'm kind of frustrated with myself because I really should be gone by now, and I had all the intentions of being gone early because I was doing pretty good with getting things done. My grades are pretty much caught up where I would like them to be, so that I'm ready for report cards when they are due next week. But tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And with this being my first year middle school, I don't really know what I want to do for that. I definitely know it's not going to look like Valentine's Day in elementary school where the kids are exchanging Valentines and all of that. At least I'm not going to create time in the day for that. But I still wanted to acknowledge it just to keep the day fun and lighthearted and let them have some joy in their education at the middle school level. So, and I wanted it to tie into like curriculum. So it took me a while to figure out what that was going to be. I knew I wanted to see if I can find a listening test or a listening activity with ListenWise, and I was able to do that. So I found that assignment, the audio clip that I want to use, and I'll probably create some kind of quiz to go along with it. And what I decided to do in addition to that, hold on, I had to go pick up what I wanted to show you. So I saw this on Instagram because I follow Emily at Read It, Write It, Learn It. If you're not following her, definitely do that. I've never met her in person, but she definitely seems like a sweet person to know and has some products that I have found useful in my class this year. So one of the products that we use is what I used throughout the book of The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. We finished this today, and in my homeroom class, we didn't get to this in my switch class. I did have them listen to the audio version of the interview that comes after the story is read on Audible, because I just told them anytime Audible comes with an interview with the author, I always listen to it because you pick up some interesting information and some background information that you maybe wouldn't have had, and some of the information that is shared in this interview might help them with the writing prompt that they're going to eventually be responding to, which is going to be them stating a claim based on the prompt as to whether or not it's more beneficial to teach historical information through fiction or nonfiction. And so I said some of the questions that the authors asked and how he responds to them would help you answer that question if you wanted to jot down some text evidence or anything like that. So they listened to it in homeroom. They didn't get to hear the whole thing. In the switch class, we didn't. So yeah, we finished that. They really liked the book. We stopped at a part of the interview where the author was saying some people criticized him because he didn't feel like this was a book that kids or students should read because it's so dark and so tragic. And I just asked them if they agreed with that point of view. And in both classes, overwhelmingly, everybody said they disagree. Like they do feel like kids should have the opportunity to read these kinds of books because they wanted to make sure that people know that there is bad things that happen in the world, and for you to like have sympathy for things that people are going through, for you to learn about historical things that have happened. So we talked about it a little bit, and then they did this activity. Actually, they did this before Boy in the Striped Pajamas. They did the same kind of legal brief activity, this time focusing on the executive branch. I've been liking these so far. It's a good way for them to review each of the segments of government in a fun way, and they work on that as a group. So they did that. We finished Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and that was pretty much it. So back to what I was saying, tomorrow for Valentine's Day, they are going to listen to an audio clip using ListenWise, and then I'm going to have them do this activity that I just purchased from Emily at Read It, Write It, Learn It on Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm not sure what the title of this product is. I think it's called, it just is called Valentine's Vocabulary Project, and the goal is for them to learn all different kinds of words that represent some kind of form of love or appreciation. So for example, this heart says astute, and then it gives them the definition. This heart says resilient, gives them the definition, and these are more decorative items. And in addition to that, they make a book for their classmate. It's called a Spread the Love booklet, and it says, let me tell you about my friend. You put their name there. My friend is amazing because, my friend is smart because, my friend is a good classmate because, my friend is thoughtful because, and so on. So I'm gonna have them make these for each other tomorrow. And I was just reading through the different options that she presents. Like, you could do this over the course of the week leading into Valentine's Day. You could do this over the course of 2 days. Obviously, I'm going to do this on Valentine's Day. And one of the ideas she presents is having kids make their own book and then play music, have the kids walk around, and when you stop the music, whatever heart they're near is the heart booklet that they're gonna create, making sure that it's not their own. I think I'm going to vary that even a little further, have them make their own books, have their books out, and then I will play music multiple times. And then each person at the end of it will get a booklet with multiple classmates writing something nice about them. It sounds like a great idea in my mind, so I'm gonna play music. I'm gonna try and go home and make like a nice playlist and play music, stop it, and then tell them they have until the end of the rest of that song that I stopped to fill out the next section in their classmates' booklet. It sounds easy enough and doable, so that's my plan. I will let you know tomorrow if it works out the way that I'm envisioning it. So what I'm getting ready to do right now is I'm going to make copies of these hearts that have the vocabulary words on it on colored cardstock, and my vision is to have these spread out on the table as decoration. If I'm really on top of it right now, I'm gonna stop at the grocery store and just get some chocolates to spread about. For the kids to eat, or maybe not chocolate because that could be dangerous. And yeah, that is what I'm planning for Valentine's Day activities tomorrow. I just feel like as my time in middle school increases over the years, I'll have a bigger repertoire of like activities that are like holiday themed but still like academic. So it's taking me time right now to kind of figure those things out as the year progresses. So I am getting ready to head up to the office at this time. I wish I had done this sooner, but it's fine. I needed a moment to make these copies. I'm gonna cut the hearts out when I get home, and hopefully get to bed on time because I have Orange Theory in the morning and I need to be in bed by 9:30 on those nights. So aside from that, today was a pretty good day. I got free nachos for lunch, so I really can't complain beyond that. I got a lot of my grades entered, like I said, so I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at with my grades. And I don't know, that's it. So that was my Thursday. I didn't vlog yesterday. I meant to, and I just got really tired and I got really busy. So it just didn't happen. So I apologize that you missed yesterday, but nothing really exciting or amazing went on as far as I'm concerned. So I'm gonna shut this computer down, go to the office, get these copies made really quick, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. you guys, I don't even know if you can see me because the sun is glaring in my face. But it is Friday, Valentine's Day for some, single awareness days for others, such as myself. I don't even have the words to describe today. Today wasn't that it was just like a bad day or anything tragic happened. It just is that it was non-stop from the moment my foot hit the pavement of my school. So I always have to be at school at 7:30, but I was meeting my leadership kids at 7:30 because today was a spirit day. It was peak out day for Valentine's Day, and what we've been trying to do, and I really need to refine it for next year because it needs to be better, is on spirit days, we stand out in the front of the school, we welcome people, we're enthusiastic, we're cheering, there's music playing, and so I have to be there for that to let them in my classroom, let them put their stuff down, and get us out there. So we did that, which meant before school, I didn't have like the quiet before the storm of like getting my room set up and all this and that. And I, very unlike myself, left yesterday, I think because it was so late and I was so frustrated. I left school yesterday without having my slides prepared for the next day, without having the agenda on the board for the next day, or having the homework listed. So when we were done welcoming the school for Spirit, school starts, and so my homeroom class is there, and I realized I don't even have like my slides prepared or stuff written on the board, and it just went downhill from there. So I was just scrambling and playing catch up. I was trying to get everything ready and prepped for the Valentine's thing that I wanted them to do. We didn't even do the listening test because there just wasn't the time, and I just generally felt like discombobulated and disheveled every waking minute of today, trying to just get things done, trying to make sure I had all my bases covered with leadership, because in addition to welcoming students to school the morning of, we also have like music and things playing at lunch for the different lunches, and we try and do this raffle for students that are wearing Spirit, and I have to make sure the leadership kids have everything they need for that and are set up. So that happened, and then as far as the Valentine's Day activity, I came to my senses and realized it's not going to be a good idea to have them moving around multiple times trying to make a book for one student. That just is more opportunity for chaos, confusion, disorder, whatever you want to call it. So I followed her actual option where you play music, they walk around, you stop it, and wherever they land is where they sit and make the book for their friend. When I do this next year, and if I do this next year, I'll still do the music to have them determine who they're making the book for, but they will then take the book back to their seat, because even though you try and avoid it, some of them somehow found a way to be at the same table as friends, and they were just a little less productive. And I fully believe that this is an activity that you can get done within 30 to 40 minutes, and I had some kids that just didn't get it done. So I had to really lay down the law with my homeroom class, and I told them this booklet being done is your ticket to lunch, and if it's not done, you're going to need to finish it. And I had a pretty good amount of kids that weren't finished. A couple of them weren't finished just because they're very meticulous about what they're doing and very involved. And I mean, to be fair, I had them come in and finish as well. So they got them done, and the kids didn't get to take their books home because they really worked all the way till the end. I think what I'll do is give them the books on Tuesday so they can see what was said about them, but I won't let them take them home because I'm going to hang them up in the classroom somewhere. And next year, again, if I do it again, I want to do a better job of like showing them the words on the desk, because I had the hearts out on the desk as like decoration, and I had chocolate out there for them, so they had like a little Valentine's Day treat from me. But I don't feel like a lot of them use the hearts. So if I were to do this all over again, which I'll probably do next year, I will do the other option that she proposed, where you are giving them these things to work on over the course of a week. So like the days leading up to Valentine's Day. So next year, Valentine's Day will be on a Saturday. So I'll give it to them that week leading into it, and maybe were hyped up, they were talking, and I learned that Valentine's Day at the middle school level, I mean, it's not that I didn't think this would happen, I just didn't think about it until I was like witnessing it with my own eyes. It's just such a different thing. Like, Valentine's Day at the middle school level are just people really like, just really like consumed by what their boyfriend got them or what their girlfriend got them or what they were going to give their boyfriend and girlfriend, and then people coming in saying like, I'm so lonely because I'm single. And I know it's like everything to them, but as an adult it's just kind of funny. So to introduce the concept of these Valentine's books, because I know that there's going to be an element of like, I don't want to make this for someone. I said Valentine's Day is also about showing love and appreciation for other people in your life, like friends, family members, classmates, and so on. But yeah, there were giant teddy bears being passed out, little gift baskets being made for people. It just was funny. So yeah, so that was my day. I was discombobulated all day. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and that pretty much sums it up. I'm very happy that it's Friday. It is Valentine's Day, or excuse me, it is Single Awareness Day for me, so I always try and treat myself well. So I'm getting my hair done right now, which is not necessarily what I'm doing to treat myself well, but it's something that needs to be done. But I'm going to have something tasty for dinner and enjoy it without guilt. And I like to buy myself a little something, but I honestly don't know what I would buy myself right now. I can't think of anything that's not like overly expensive that I really feel the need to have. I was gonna get that mug, that Valentine's mug from Starbucks that I've been talking about, but I never did. So I don't know what I'll do. But I don't necessarily like wrapping up a vlog in the car, but this one is going to be wrapped up in that way. So if you enjoyed this vlog this week, give it a thumbs up, please. If you haven't subscribed, of course, I would love for you to do that, so please do that. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me there. My goal there is to also reach 10,000, and I'm getting close. And yeah, I think that's it. I hope that you guys had a great week, and I will see you guys Tuesday because we don't have school on Monday. So I will see you guys then.